Hey guys, welcome back. It's your boy, Libertarian Election Predictions, back at again with another video today. Today, we will be doing a case study. What I mean by case study is how a case study is basically this is a series I plan to do on how states have shifted since the beginning of this century, which is the 21st century. So that I will be trying to analyze, and I will be doing my very best. So our first case study is Missouri. So now this one is going from red to blue, so from blue to red. So how did Missouri change very quickly? Excuse me. Ooh, sorry guys. Sorry guys. My apologies guys. I was running out of breath, so yeah, I was unable to talk. But anyway guys, we will be doing a case study, Missouri. So we will explore in this video, why did Missouri trend so far to the right? And so here's a little history about Missouri. So Missouri used to be in the nation's bellwether state. It voted correctly for the president for like 100 years, save 1956, where it voted for Ally Stevenson II. I don't know what his name is, but it voted for a Democrat while President Dwight Eisenhower won by a landslide. Like I can show you, like how correct Missouri used to be. So you can just say 1956 presidential election. So this is the only time Missouri has gotten it wrong. So you can see this one. So it shows the eventual winner for almost 100 years. So many election cycles. Well, it's Ally Stevenson. Well, the reason why he won Missouri is because he was from neighboring Illinois. But even though you could see, even though Missouri was still wrong, but you can just take a look at look at the counties, for example. Look at all that blue. Just look at all that blue. We let's go to a more recent election. Like, how about we go to 1992, where, oops, sorry guys, not the LA race riots. I'm so sorry guys, I looked that up instead of this. But anyway, let's take a look at Missouri. So you can see, look at all this blue. I mean, it's not representative due to the fact that you had Perot, who was third party, taking about almost 22% of the vote. So I don't think this one was super representative of it. But we can look at 1996. Bill Clinton did a lot better in Missouri. You can see you had good amounts of blue counties in Missouri in 1996. So you had enough blue to the point that a Democrat can win. So you can see all the counties. Nottoway County, for example, and voted that's the last time it ever went blue. Pemiscot County, which has been a historically Democratic county. Now you have St. Charles County, which has always been a very Republican stronghold for decades now. But you can definitely see in Missouri the tides have started to change since 2000. Just look at all that red. Look at all that red. Just look at 1996. Look at all that blue. Look at all that blue. Look at all this red. It's not that the Democrats, lost Missouri because they were Democrats. That's not that's wrong. They lost it because of demographics, are not favoring them, and that's the last time Saline County, New Madrid County, and Pemiscot and all voted Democrats. So this really 2004 is where Democrats really got kicked in Missouri by about 7.2%. So that's a big margin for Bush, and it apparently has lost its bellwether status. And into 2008, you can see Obama did pretty well because he was from neighboring Illinois, and some Missourians had a lot of name recognition. But you can just see how rural Missouri keeps getting redder and redder every election cycle. We'll go back from 1992. You can see much of Missouri used to be pretty blue. Like a lot of the rural areas used to be pretty blue. Fast forward to 1996, you got some red counties, but other than that, but still not a big change. Into 2000, you can see the rural areas, especially southwest Missouri near the Oklahoma border. These counties are getting much, much bluer or redder now. I almost said bluer, but I said redder, guys. And now you can just clearly see Bush now breaks 70% of the vote in these counties. He only broke 70% in one county. Now he broke them in like more than like 5 counties. You can just see the general trend. While McCain won only 2 counties by 70% or more, but that is not representative of that of the trend because 2008 was such a good year for the Democrats. But as we go into 2012 in the next cycle, you can see, look at all that red. Look at all that red, guys. It's getting redder and redder and redder every single day. In 2016, look at this. Now Trump gets 80% in some rural areas. 80%. Can't you just imagine that, guys? 80%. When these counties once used to be pretty swing counties, or even blue counties, a lot of these counties. Now in Missouri, Joe Biden couldn't even do better. Well, by losing Missouri by about 15.4%, so 15.49% to be exact. 15.4%. But it's just a testament to see how much redder Missouri has gotten over the last few election cycles. I'm sorry, guys, that is my house phone. So, sorry, guys. Oh, guys, sorry if you guys hear like that. If you guys hear that, oops. If you guys hear that, that's just my mom's friend. So, they talk a lot together. So, usually they talk now a lot. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, you can see like this is Missouri in 2020 as of right now. Just look at all this red. Just look at all that red. Yeah, there are some counties in Missouri that are trending blue, like St. Charles County. That is getting more and more bluer every day. But to the day, it's getting more and more bluer. But now in Missouri, you have only 2 swing counties, and these are all in Kansas City suburbs. This is Missouri in 2000. This is Missouri in 2000. You can see some of these ancestral Democratic counties used to be lean. St. Louis County was competitive. But you can at least see the sheer amount of competitive counties. Republicans still dominated, but they were now held to less than 100 counties. Today, now they have 109. So what went wrong for the Democrats in Missouri? Number one, demographic shifts, as St. Louis lost a lot of population, and Kansas City remained stagnant. Much of Missouri's voter base comes from small towns and rural voters who are very pretty conservative on social issues. So, because of that, that's what helped, and that's what kept the state moving to the right. And I can also show you just look at the by the winners. So you can see Missouri, for example. You can see how. So excuse me, guys. I'm super sorry. I'm so tired. But you can see, even though these may be like, so what? Well, these are like 3,000 votes or something. Whereas this, it's like 100, almost 200,000 votes, or like this, which is like 110,000 votes, or 328. But you guys can see that these rural voters matter, because look at all this. Just because this may be like only 15,000 votes, and like this is like 328,000, all these votes will accumulate. So, plus look at the number of counties. Missouri has 115 counties to be exact. So, it's very difficult to win a state if you're going to win only 4 out of 115 counties. If I was to do the math, I would get. So let's do the math. So if we have 4 divided by 115, that's only 3% of counties. That's literally only 3%. You're not going to win a state like Missouri with only 3%. You're not going to. This is why Democrats are getting slapped in Missouri while they're doing better in Kansas City. Even Kansas City is not as solid as it once used to be. So it comes to just to show you how much, redder Missouri has gotten over the years. So how can Democrats, win back Missouri? Right now, I think the pathway is extremely difficult as a lot of the rural Missouri voters are super conservative on social issues. Like, they're pretty much anti-abortion. I don't know, some, not all of them, but like a lot of them are anti-gay. Like, I don't want to disparage anybody, but I'm just saying that's the general outlook in Missouri, and it's pretty very white and very evangelical of a state. So I believe Democrats are gonna struggle in Missouri, but I don't think it's gonna be like Arkansas. Like, I don't think in saying that Missouri will be the next Arkansas definitely doesn't make sense because Arkansas only has one city, whereas Missouri has maybe two or three cities. So I think that will kind of keep it relatively close. But what Democrats can do to win back Missouri? Well, I think definitely there's going to be a lot of work here. So I think Democrats should have a complete flip on social issues, like maybe maintain maybe their stance on gay rights, maybe like kind of be more moderate on gay rights. But I think Democrats should stop pushing gun control. Like, really, like it doesn't make sense. Like, guys, I know I don't like gun violence. Guns are just horrible, but at the same time, I believe it's every American's right to bear arms. But and plus, we don't want gun control. Maybe gun control in some in the suburban area or city, that I think was appropriate. But in rural areas, you don't really need gun control. So I think Democrats should definitely do a complete 180 on gun control to kind of drop that, like maybe even have a bare minimum set of gun control, but I think it should be very minimal. I think it should not interfere. It should not, say that rural voters cannot. I mean, they should like be very supportive of guns. I think another thing that they have to do is I think the Democrats have to move to the right on social issues. Like, if they want to and brand their economic and brand their message and economic message in a populist manner. So like say that, you're gonna fight corporatism, you're gonna raise taxes on them on the millionaires and billionaires. You're gonna raise taxes on them, help them, with like anti-poverty programs. And I'll do stuff that we can that will help rural areas, like rural broadband infrastructure. So I believe Democrats definitely to win Missouri. I think they may need to alienate some suburban voters, but at the same time, I believe Missouri definitely is not unflippable. I think just Democrats have to do a complete 180, but which I don't see. But anyway, speaking about Missouri, there is a very contested Democratic primary with where there is a progressive candidate, Lucas Coons, my favorite candidate, and I don't know. I think it's Scott Sifton. I think Scott Sifton was endorsed by Nicole Galloway. So yeah, but I think Lucas Coons is an excellent, excellent candidate for Senate. Although I think if I were a Democrat in Missouri, I would probably be pretty like liberal on the economy, like like kind of like use social liberalism philosophy, but like more on the social issues, I'm more like, man, you're like your average conservative, like like not like way too far to the right. I'm not a far rightist on social issues. Maybe I'm accepting of gay rights. I think just don't mention gay rights. That's all. Just be pro gun. Just talk to rural voters in a way that they build trust on you. That's not how Donald Trump did. Anyway, guys, so you guys can see Missouri. Unlike Illinois, you can definitely see there are a lot of these very, very small bubbles. So what? There may be like this is like 3,000 votes. This is like 6,000 votes. This is like 1,000 votes or something. But these bubbles, but look at the bubbles near Kansas City and St. Louis. Yeah, they're not big. Even if Democrats want to win, so we can go to electionsdaily.com and we can explain how Democrats could win in Missouri. So it's gonna take a lot of work. Trust me, guys. It's gonna take a lot of work. I think Democrats have to do a complete 180 on social issues in order to be competitive in Missouri. So this is Missouri in 2020. So let me do a multi-select. So I know, guys. Unlike YPMS, where at least you can press a button and then it automatically does everything for you. You have to like literally click through everything, which is super difficult, guys. Like, guys, my hand is paining. Actually, I'll just select all. We'll just select all, and then maybe we'll leave this guy out. We'll probably leave this guy out. Um, leave this guy out. Leave this guy out. We'll probably leave this guy out, and then we'll probably leave that guy out. And now let's shift these, like, let's say 21 points to the right, left. So you can see Democrats are now within striking distance. All they have to do... Wait, did I shift these way too much? So... Yeah, I think I shifted. Definitely I did shift some counties too much, So you guys can see, how important it is to carry the rural vote. All Democrats have to do is kind of expand. So maybe I'm going to move this to the right. Maybe I'd say, like, maybe 8 instead of 5 points. So I think definitely one, they have to run it up in Kansas City. So, like, I would say maybe good 71% of the votes. So now Republicans are leading by only 92,000 votes. St. Louis City, I don't think Democrats could do any better because I think they're pretty much maxed out. I'd probably say 86% of the vote is good. Then St. Louis County, I definitely think Democrats have room to grow. So I believe, probably get like 60, 68 per 67% of the vote here. So, and then narrowly do better in St. Charles County. So I'd say losing that by 9 points. And probably, did I shift everything else? I probably did. Just maybe when it's doing better in Boone County, maybe carrying 60% of the vote. And ta-da, Democrats have won by 0.05%. So it's not like Democrats have to, like, do an insane shift. All they have to do is appeal to rural Missouri better by by being pro-gun, being pro-Second Amendment, Like, I'm not saying a Democrat has to be pro-Trump, but, like, just be pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun, pro-religion, So, and be pretty socially conservative. Like, maybe not, like, you don't need to be insanely conservative, but yeah. Anyway, guys, if that is it for today's video, guys, I'm not, like, I still need to collect more information, but I want you guys to comment down on below and explain, and you guys tell me your possible reasons on why Missouri went from a very competitive bellwether state to now a safe Republican state. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Libertarian election predictions, out.